Turning spokes in new clothes.
It is always great to have one of the best players in the league come through. Adam Thielen, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, man. So, for starters, I love talking about football history and how you got into football. But for you, just growing up, who were some of your favorite players?
Well, I was blessed to be able to watch Chris Carter, Randy Moss, Jake Reed right in our backyard. So was able to, my dad would always take me to one game a year, and usually it was against the Packers, so a rivalry game. And being able to watch those guys really made me want to be a receiver. I think since I was 5, 6 years old, I knew that the receiver position was for me. And it was a big part of it, watching those guys, the success they had, the big plays, all the different things they were able to do. I tried to emulate that in the backyard on the beanbag chair with my dad throwing me diving catches, sideline catches like Chris Carter. So those were my guys.
Yeah, you're right. Minnesota does like bleed wide receivers or something. I don't know what's going on. We need to investigate that. No, I'm just kidding. But man, if I didn't know anything about the receiver position, right, and I came up to you and said, "Yo, Adam, I'm a politics guy. I know about this thing called Mount Rushmore. But if you put it in the NFL terms, you have to put 4 wide receivers on your Mount Rushmore. Who are your 4?
Jerry Rice, Chris Carter, Randy Moss, Julio Jones.
That's all Hall of Famers in my book. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. So,
and Larry Fitzgerald. Shout out.
Okay, we gotta fit that. There we go. Man, just for you, man, just Carolina team. Let's talk about it real quick. Seemed like the team got some mojo going late in the season, and we saw Bryce Young. Definitely, his mojo was definitely up as well. You being a vet on that team and seeing, obviously, firsthand Bryce Young and stuff like that. Can you talk about that and what you saw from him, from just his maturation?
I just saw a guy who just found his mojo.
Yes.
You know, he looked like the confident, swaggy, like his own type of swag.
Yeah.
My Minnesota accent comes out there a little bit with the swag, but
no, you good. No, you good. Come on now. Yeah.
But no, I think his swagger, his confidence, his personality really started to show up. And once I saw that, I was like, watch out, because that's everything for an NFL athlete or any athlete, right? When you start to really believe in yourself and can be yourself,
yes,
that's when the best you comes out. And we know what the best Bryce looks like.
Yes.
We saw that when he was in college, winning the Heisman, winning the national championship.
Yep.
And so exciting stuff for Carolina Panthers fans and obviously us as an organization. And a big reason why I'm excited about, continuing my career.
I love it. I'm excited for y'all too, man. And I got to ask you this. Pretty sure you've been asked a million times, but did you eat anything that Xavier Leggett brought over? Did you try any of those meals by any chance?
I did. I
did.
And I told him that's my guy. So I told him, hey, man, I gotta understand, where you're from. So if I don't try this, that's an insult to you. So I'm going to try it. And I did. I probably won't be having raccoon as a normal meal, but I'm glad I tried it.
Yeah, because I'm from Texas, the DFW Dallas area. They consider us country, but I'm not that country. That's backyard country. That's insane.
Oh yeah, that's a different type of country.
Yeah. So I gotta ask you, man. Let's flash back. You're on the field, young guy. You looked across the way. There's a DB right there. Who was that guy on a Sunday, maybe Monday night, that you looked over and said, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be one of them days"?
I always say Darrelle Revis.
Okay.
I played against him as a really young player, but I just remember taking my release.
Yes.
And based off my release, he knew exactly what I was going to do.
Man.
Before I did it.
Yes.
And so he just was so patient, so strong, and he knew that if he pressed that based off my release, he knew that there was a handful of routes I could run off of based off what I do. So he was just so good, so patient, and just understood the game so well that it made it so difficult. I wish I would have faced him a little bit later in my career, just so I could have had a little more reps against him.
Yes.
But yeah, he's definitely the best that I've been around.
In this NFL, man, the talent at wide receiver, as you know, is just at an all-time high. Justin Jefferson, you got Jamar Chase. I just watched Jamar Chase this year, and Cooper Kupp did it as well, the Triple Crown thing. And I want you to explain, as a wide receiver, how hard is that to even do that? Because it's like one thing that somebody's going to always get the yards. Like I remember Julio Jones is an all-time receiver. He would have those 1,700-yard seasons, but he didn't get the touchdowns. Whereas a guy like Des Bryant would get all the touchdowns, right? Maybe not have 1,700 yards, but to see a Jamar Chase do that, and then we saw Cooper Kupp do it. For you, how does that feel?
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun to watch. I mean, when you have historical seasons like that, you just sometimes are like, hey man, I'm just a fan, and I'm gonna watch these guys do some things that people don't even understand how good it is. But yeah, I think his ability to be an all-around guy. I always talk about like my goal from when I was a young player was like, I don't want to be really good at one thing. I want to be as good of as an all-around receiver as I possibly can. And then to watch him be that guy is really impressive. Justin's the same way, a guy that can do the short, intermediate, and the deep stuff, and do it all at a high level and catch touchdowns. You know, be a red zone threat as well, and then run after catch. I mean, Jamar is probably arguably one of the best to ever do it, run after the catch. So breaking tackles, just his strength and confidence doing that is impressive.
You know, I want you to be a fan for a second. And I remember just like, I was sitting there and I thought that maybe the TV was going in reverse when Saquon did the hurdle. I know you see some crazy stuff in your day, but when you saw that, maybe from the highlight reel or something like that, what was your initial reaction?
I mean, I didn't even have really a reaction because I'm like, what the heck? Like, how is that even possible? Or where did he even come up with an idea to like, all right, I'm actually going to hurdle this guy going backwards?
Yes.
That's probably my son. I have an 8-year-old son and a 6-year-old son. My 8-year-old is super into football right now. They both are, but my 8-year-old can sit down and watch all the games.
Yes.
But that was probably his favorite play of the entire season.
Wow.
And he still talks about it like, hey, you remember when Saquon did that? I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Like, but it was an impressive play, and so happy for him to have the success he's having. What a great football player and doing a lot of big things on and off the field.
A few more things from me, man. I like to do this thing what we call build the perfect mutant, right? So we're going to build a perfect mutant wide receiver. We're going to break this down off a look. That means body, you know, whatever, like the height, size, weight, speed, hands, route running. So we're going to start off, and you would take a player, either past or present, for those things. So let's start off with the look, the body. What does a mutant wide receiver look like?
I mean, you got to go Kelvin Johnson, right?
Megatron. Yeah, makes as much sense. That's too easy. All right, speed.
Tyreek Hill.
Okay, wow. Oh, okay. We're getting somewhere. Hands.
Hands. I'd say Chris Carter.
I'm glad you said that, because I was waiting. I know you're a Vikings guy, and I know you're a fan of that team. Chris Carter definitely hands and route running.
I mean, I think I have to go with my guy, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Because he's so crafty, and he has a lot of deception in his speed, and he just looks so smooth when he does it, and he makes some of those routes that are really difficult things to do look really easy.
Love it. Last question for me. So I'm a gamer, right? I play a lot of video games. Just the first time you saw yourself in a video game, what did you think?
I mean, that was like always like the thing, right? I mean, probably a long-winded answer, but I remember in like college, like you would do the NCAA, and you would someone did all the teams. Like so, I played Division II football. Well, they made Division II teams. Division III, Division II, Division I. All the teams that weren't on there, they would put them on there. So I remember like downloading that to be able to play with myself as on the college game. Well, when I was like actually on Madden, it was pretty like unreal moment for me. Obviously, grew up doing all the games and playing Madden and NCAA and all those things. So that was pretty cool for me. I think it made it even cooler when my son started playing Madden and then he was playing with me. Now he's like too cool, so he won't play with me. He likes to play against me and lock me up on defense. But it's a pretty cool moment for me.
Cool. Adam, man, I appreciate the time. Keep doing your thing, dog.
Yes, sir.
Huge fan of your work, man.
All
Appreciate
right, thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
100 folks from new clothes.